Hi all! Welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic Codex and lore. So, today I wanted to talk about Taris and a few that are Inquisitor related, as usual. Taris. Taris was once a city world, home to a planetary metropolis. 3 centuries ago, however, it was bombarded by the Great Dot Malak and left a toxic ruin. The years since have not been kind to Taris, as vegetation and animal life struggle to gain a foothold in shadowed skyscrapers and habitats. The Republic began to reconcile Taris less than a decade ago, aiming to make it into a symbol of Republic hope and steadfastness. In response, the Empire is mobilizing troops and beginning a full-scale assault. Early reports speak of fierce resistance from the Republic, as well as natural hazards in the form of wildlife and the mysterious Rakghoul plague. That's typical, isn't it? You can devastate a planet, but the rodents, cockroaches, things of that nature you will not get rid of. But anything that's got some sort of beauty to it is gone. Seen from a human point of view, of course. Brell Sediment. The Brell Sediment refers to a large area of Tarisian ruins dominated by a massive acidic lake and a former chemical plant. It gets its name somewhat ironically from Brell, a leading environmentalist on Taris in the days before its destruction. Before the bombardment, Brell set up several water purification and waste disposal plants on Taris, with the aim of turning the waste from Taris's factories into alternative fuel sources and minimizing the waste produced by the massive city world. Legend has it that the collapse of one of his factories during the bombardment created the acid lake, although present rumors suggest that other less well-intentioned groups on Taris may be the cause. So, basically, we don't know what caused it, is what they're saying. It's sort of a mystery. The only thing I know is that I hear rumors that there's some sort of new nasty critters in the center of the lake that I'm not gonna go check out, for now, that is. Sinking City. The Sinking City is where the heart of old Taris collapsed into the world below during the bombardment. Taris's most lively business and cultural districts have become a morass of urban decay. The ruins of Dynamite General Hospital, as well as massive building plates that once supported towering skyscrapers, provide shelter for Rakghouls, pirates, and scavengers. But the sinking city promises to rise again. Several attempts have been made to begin new construction in the area, and the Republic is focusing its reconstruction efforts on returning Taris to its former glory. Brejik's Run. The remains of an old swoop track, Brejik's Run, is named for Milos Brejik, a famous Tarisian swoop racer who turned scavenger after the destruction of Taris, using his swoop skills to quickly forage and deliver supplies to the few unfortunate survivors of the bombardment. Brejik's Run has had many occupants over the centuries, as its large overhangs make good shelter from the harsh elements, but it currently hosts a Republic settlement and outpost, one of the earliest attempts to tame and rebuild Taris. So, this codex I have a problem with, because as far as I know, we had to kill Brejik when Bestiary broke free after we won the swoop race, or Revan won the swoop race. So this is either another famous swoop racer or something's wrong. Before the planet's destruction, billions of citizens visited Taris's transport stations daily to quickly travel across the massive city world. Speeders ran on schedule and trams hauled freight and passengers safely to their destinations. As Taris's alien population took to the lowest city, Transport Station 5 was built to serve their expanding needs. When the planet was bombarded in the Jedi Civil War, transport stations on the upper levels of Taris were incinerated and turned to rubble. Now only the ruins of Transport Station 5 remain intact. A ghostly reminder of a planet once teeming with life. Endar Spire. The Republic cruiser Endar Spire was shot down over Taris during the Jedi Civil War in an attempt by Darth Malak to capture the young Jedi Bastila Shan. This event led directly to Taris's ultimate destruction, securing the ship's place in history. Over the centuries, the Endar Spire's husk has become a shelter to many different groups on Taris, including surviving settlers, pirates and scavengers. Its internal systems are believed to contain a bounty of information and useful materials to anyone with the will and ability to recover them. Yes, so the story will tell you that Revan once woke up on the Endar Spire when it was attacked and had to flee down to Taris with caught on acid. And, well, the rest is history, as they say. Republic reconstruction. Although located on the Outer Rim, Taris was once a cosmopolitan cityscape said to rival Coruscant. But this shining light was snuffed out 300 years ago by Darth Malak, who ordered his Sith fleet to bomb the planet into oblivion. In the aftermath of the attack, little remained but ruins and putrid swamps overrun by Rakghouls. Recently, the Republic has begun efforts to recolonize and restore Taris in the belief it will demonstrate a resolve and ability to overcome the destruction wrought by the Sith. Should this lost world be salvaged, it would become a symbol of hope for all those who stand against the oppression of the Empire. The focus to date has been on cleanup, salvage and clearing sites for new colonies. Progress has been slow, and the morale of those stationed on the world is rumored to be dangerously low. But the Galactic Senate refuses to admit defeat, truly exemplifying the politician's can-do spirit. What's interesting to me about this particular codex is that I picked it up on my Imperial character, and it seemed to be something that wouldn't be very popular. It wouldn't be something the Empire would agree to, most of it. So it's sort of a very biased codex in my eyes. And of course I think that's fine when I'm on the Republic characters, but from an Imperial point of view, it's very much probably viewed as a lie because it talks about the oppression of the Empire, and the Empire itself would never ever tell you it's oppressing its citizens. So it's very biased, I feel. Rakghoul Disease. Theories abound on the origins of this highly contagious and adaptable virus. It may be the creation of an ancient Sith lore, a naturally occurring result of the industrial toxins released into Taris oceans, or the spectacularly failed efforts of medical researchers to artificially engineer a broad-spectrum vaccine. Whatever the origins, the effects are undeniably terrifying, typically spread through direct contact with Rakghouls. Fortunate victims suffer acute onset of flu-like symptoms that can prove fatal if not properly treated. However, in roughly half the cases, the disease causes the host to undergo a horrific mutation, actually transforming them into a Rakghoul. Virtually all humanoid species in the galaxy are susceptible to infection, and there are rumors that the Empire has undertaken efforts to weaponize the disease. Unsubstantiated reports of Rakghouls on worlds other than Taris lend credence to this rumor, or indicate the disease is slowly spreading across the galaxy of its own accord. Yeah. And it's not really only a rumor anymore, is it? Because last time we were on Tatooine, we were told to stay away from certain areas in the Dune Sea because of an outbreak. So, and yeah, Xi'an was actually attacked by 3 raving mad people in the city of Mos Eisley. So it's spread alright, but if it's done by someone or it's like a flu, who knows. Taris pre-bombardment. Located in the Adjuster sector of the Outer Rim territories, Taris was an ecumenopolis. Really, they need to find different words for every codex? Oh, never mind. Taris was an ecumenopolis founded at the nexus of several hyperspace trading routes. Prosperity led to a rapid population increase and the continued vertical expansion of the planet-wide urban sprawl. But with the discovery of superior trade lanes elsewhere, Taris's economic fortunes changed. For the wealthy nobles living in the upper floors of the towering skyscrapers, Taris remained an urban paradise. As one descended, however, the standard of living dropped precipitously. Aliens and refugees were forced to live in the city's lower levels, supporting the upper classes both figuratively and literally. Near the surface, violent swoop gangs held sway over a terrified civilian populace beset by poverty and famine, and the sewers of the Undercity were infested with Rakghouls. Ironically, many of those living in the lowest levels of Taris survived Darth Malak's bombardment, while the rich and powerful were almost entirely wiped out. Yeah, that's the irony, isn't it? You're rich, you're powerful, you're so dependent on the economy, the tech, everything that's so vulnerable in a catastrophe. So, of course, life for people that are scraping at the bottom already, they won't know the difference that much, I guess. And as I said, talked about the Rakghouls, they certainly didn't care. I take it. They were probably getting more. I guess I have no idea what they ate actually, but maybe we'll find out. Varactyl, originating on the planet SWTOR, where they were trained and used extensively as mounts. The Varactyl has become a popular mode of non-mechanized transportation across the galaxy. As a result, the reptilian creatures have thrived on a great many worlds, both as mounts and in the wild. The most famous Varactyl rider, Rosus the Swift, was able to coax his mount to phenomenal speeds, once beating a swoop bike in a head-to-head race. This same speed makes Varactyl formidable opponents, although they can be peaceful, loving creatures when among creatures they view as friendly. They are highly territorial and viciously protect their nests from aggressors. Yeah, the Varactyls on Taris are semi-aggressive, I would say, because you can move pretty close to them before they will attack. So they are trying to mind their own business, I guess. And then on Belsavis, I've seen both kinds. The vicious, very aggressive ones, and then the friendly, do not care if you're even on top of them kind of Varactyl. So their genes must be very different. I just think they're so cool. The colors are nice. The only thing I wish was that they would be a bit bigger, because in reality the Varactyls you meet are larger than my mount. So I'm a bit miffed about that, to tell you the truth. Ashara Savros.
But go ahead. Be the good Padawan. Obey your masters.
Shut up. Shut up!
A 20-year-old Togruta Padawan, Ashara Savros, descends from a long line of Force users. From an early age, she has aspired to study the Force and become one of the best Jedi the Order has to offer. Ashara came to Taris to train under Jedi Master Ryan and Osera, whose philosophy is that Padawans best learn the travails of using the Force through first-hand experience of the galaxy. In Ashara's case, the Masters brought her to Taris for two reasons.
You heard her. We're not going down without a fight.
First, to teach her compassion amidst the destruction that had occurred there and warn against the dangers of pride and the dark side. Second, to complete her trials by helping to drive a dark ghost from the ruins of a Jedi enclave. Likes: rational choices, secrets of the Force, fighting bullies. Dislikes: random cruelty, fighting Jedi. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I mean, if you're a Jedi, you don't want to fight Jedi. And since she's a light side Jedi, she doesn't like cruelty and stuff like that. But she likes fighting bullies, and that makes her a bit of a greyish Jedi. And she's also a bit impatient.
I can't do it. You know what? You want to move a rock? Get a quarry droid.
She can't wait for things to happen. And that's what got her into trouble. And that's why she's now the Padawan of a Dark Lord. Which makes no sense, because there's no Dark Lord with Padawans. So in reality, she's an apprentice, of course, whether she likes it or not. Just like a Sith. And we sort of like her as well. I've only one thing I don't like about Ashara, and that's the fact that she's got eyebrows. yeah, seriously. I mean, Xian says so. Yeah, I mean, so Togruta was in the game before we could be Togruta, and of course, I know things change when you make an NPC race, species, into a playable race. Some things change, but things like eyebrows didn't have to change because the eyebrow movements are still there, meaning you could have drawn eyebrows on them. That's one thing. And then we've got the shorter head tails. And on the female Togruta, that's, well, it's okay, I can live with it. But take a look at the male Togruta. They are an embarrassment. Seriously. And that's got nothing to do with the codexes. So, yep, just a little rant because I don't know why they made the decision to cut them in half. That's what they did. But now I don't play male, so for me it doesn't matter, but there are lots of people that want to play a male Togruta, and I get their disappointments. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I guess that was it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of you might have learned something new. And if you have comments about the codexes, questions, or you want to add some info that you feel is relevant to what you've just heard, then please feel free to leave a comment. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.